New from the 12 News I-Team tonight, leaders sounding the alarm about Arizona's railroad safety or a lack of it. They say that Wednesday's derailment is just the latest example of what can go wrong, and they warn it'll continue to happen if something doesn't change. The I-Team's Bianca Bono has more.
Yeah, guys, two elected officials are raising concerns about the railroad industry, including the fact that they believe Arizona has a safety inspector shortage. The 12 News I-Team learning Union Pacific, the company involved in Wednesday's train derailment in Tempe, has had 14 hazardous material violations since 2016, according to the Arizona Corporation Commission. This week's incident leading to a 500-gallon hazmat spill into a city storm drain leading to a dry riverbed. Experts still working to determine any outstanding environmental concerns. The Corporation Commission is in charge of regulating railroads. The problem? State Representative Richard Andrade, who also works as a locomotive engineer, says they don't have the manpower to do so.
We approved for 2 more inspectors. They were funded to get 2 more and everything, but once again, they're playing catch up. They're always playing catch up.
Even after adding 2 additional safety inspectors, Andrade says it's not enough, criticizing that railroads do their own inspections. Union Pacific conducted one on this bridge just weeks before the derailment.
It is about profit over safety. It is about profit over maintaining this outdated infrastructure that we see. And to me, it's frightening.
Andrade says derailments happen more than the public realizes. Since Wednesday's incident, the I-Team digging through derailment data, learning of at least 4 other Union Pacific incidents across the state this year. But that data not up to date, only reflecting incidents through May. Just last weekend, a BNSF train derailing near Grandview, Arizona.
28 cars, railroad cars derailed. A large majority of them were hazmat material.
Andrade says lawmakers should take a number of steps to ensure more regulation of railroads, but believes a good place to start, steeper penalties.
We all need to be very concerned.
And we should mention, according to the Federal Railroad Administration, Phoenix is home to 5 of the top 15 most dangerous railroad crossings in the nation. Bianca Bono, 12 News.